Hey guys, and welcome back to... Didn't need to clap so loud. But for some reason, that was basically it for the... Hey guys, and welcome back to my new YouTube video. So in this video, I'm actually going to be doing another tag. Now, this tag is the university tag. For those of you that don't know what that is, honestly, neither did I. I literally just stumbled across it about a couple of hours ago, and I just assumed that there is a tag for everything. So that's why I wanted to do one myself, because, oh look, I'm a university student, so why don't I just do the tag too? So I had a quick little rummage around YouTube and social media, and I found that a girl called Alice Thorpe actually did the tag about 2 or 3 years ago, and I've actually been watching her videos for quite a while, so if she sees this, then you're right, Alice. But yeah, I've written down the questions in front of me here, hence why you'll see me looking down slightly. But I just thought I'd answer a few of the questions. Well, actually no, I'm gonna answer all of the questions because that's what a tag is, and hopefully it allows you to know why I picked the course I did. And yeah, let's just get on with the video because I'm not really good at this introduction. Okay, so question number 1 is, where do I study? Now, I currently study up in Nottingham Trent University. I know there's this whole competition between UniOf and NTU, but honestly, I'm one of the very few people that doesn't really care. It doesn't really matter where you study, as long as you're a nice person, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And a lot of the people I hang around with are actually from the University of Nottingham, and I really don't see a problem with that. So all the competition and all the UniOf versus Trent, I think it's just for a bit of publicity, and I don't know, because there's not many towns that have 2 unis. It's like Manchester City and Manchester United. It's in the same area, but there's always riots and there's always fights and stuff between the 2 teams, which I don't seem to understand. So I currently study at Nottingham Trent University. The next question is, what do I study? Now, this is very simple. I study media. The course actually used to be called Media with Pathways, but it's now transitioned over to media production. So the way they sorted the course up before in terms of the pathway, it was sort of during our first year, we were doing bits of media production, which is the camera, the video, the audio, those sorts of things. Media communication, media and culture, communications and culture, and then a different type of media, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was culture, communications, practical, and the other one, I don't know. And during our second year, we got to pick which one we wanted to have as the pathway. So obviously I picked the practical, which means I did a lot more video stuff, promotional videos, sounds, those sorts of things, and obviously the work placement opportunities I did were based around the practical side of media. So that is what I study, but like I said, the course is now called Media Production, so I'm still doing the practical pathway, but the name of the course has changed. What year am I in? So I'm just about to go into 3rd year. So that's one of the reasons I actually put a halt on my social media, and sort of I was focusing more on getting ready for 3rd year. So that's why I sort of disappeared from the internet for a while. Question 4, do I live at university or do I live at home? And the answer is neither, because during 1st year, I lived on university campus. During 2nd year, I lived in this flat. And during 3rd year, I'm also going to be living in this flat, but with 3 new flatmates, because one of them's gone off to Spain, the other one's moved next door because she was going to go abroad, and then she decided that she didn't want to. And then the other guy we didn't really see or speak to. We literally met him once or twice. If the fire alarm went off, we'd bump into him. But other than that, we didn't really know who he was. So those 3 moved out, and we've got 3 other people moving in. One of my guy mates, his lady mate, and then her other guy mate. So yeah, they're all going to be moving in within the next couple of weeks. So that should be fun. And yeah, I think for me, if I was to be living at home, it'd be quite a trek to come in every day for uni, because I live in London. So London to Nottingham, it's like 3.5 hours on a coach, so I would not be doing it every single day. So do I live at home or uni? Neither, but I live close enough to uni to say I live at uni, if that makes sense. The next question is, how old am I? I'm 21 years old. I turned 22 in April, and my birthday is the 15th, if anyone wants to send me any money or buy me any gifts, because that would be lovely. 3 university essentials. Now for me, I sort of just take every day as it comes. There's nothing at university that I need. it's more things that I want or things that I would like to have. But I think in terms of essentials, I think number one, just being financially stable. It's not really a thing, it's just a state I'd like to be in. So financially stable in terms of like once student loan drops and once I am actually being supported and have money that I'm able to do things with, I will feel good. Because obviously most of my time this year is going to be dedicated around doing my university work, my placements, any work experience opportunities and stuff like that. So I think in terms of just knowing that I've got a sufficient amount of money in my account will just make me a bit more, it'll make me feel a little bit more at ease knowing that that's one thing I don't have to worry about. Second essential, I think, to be fair, just making sure I've got food in the cupboard, because again, it sort of links with the money. Once I know I've got money in the kitty, as a lot of people like to call it, then I know that I'm not gonna starve, basically. And my third essential, an essential university thing. I think for me, a social life, friends, something or somewhere I can escape to, where I'm not having to do anything university related, or where I don't have to think, like hanging out with friends or going to Spoons or going out for a meal, cinema, playing golf. It's all like, some of those things do cost money, but then at the same time, it's part of my social life. So I think for me, those would be my three things: to be financially stable, to be able to afford food and have something in the cupboard, and to not sort of let go of my social life. Because yeah, I will be busy, but it's not going to say I'm going to cut everyone off and just stop meeting people. It would be a lot less, but it will still, I would still be social. I'll still be that social butterfly that everyone likes to label me as. Favourite meals to cook? Again, for me, the simpler the better. I've had stuff like burger and chips, salmon rolls, come on, think, fish, sweet potatoes, vegetables, those sorts of things. And I think I'm going to do a proper sit-down video of like my favourite meals to make, or easy meals to make, and ways how I've like made use of the food that I've got as opposed to wasting it, sort of the different ways that I've been able to make it last. So yeah, there are a couple of my favourite meals. Obviously a lot of people that have me on social media know some of the meals that I have are quite weird, but then at the same time it's cheap, and to be fair, they're not the ones having to eat it, so they can judge all they want, but it's me that has to eat it and I enjoy it, so that's all that matters. The last time I went to the library, now I haven't actually needed to go to the library in a while, but I actually went a couple of days ago because I needed to go and print out my university timetable. God, look at me being an academic student. So yeah, I went to the library, printed off my timetable, and I now stuck them all over my wall, so at least I know exactly what subjects I've got on which day, who I've got, what time it is, and what room it is. I did colour code it, but unfortunately I had to print it out in black and white, so the most colour coding I've got is like light grey, dark grey, white and black, so that's not great. But the next question is, have I ever had an all-nighter in order to finish work? The true answer is yes, multiple times. I think for me during first year, I think that's when I took advantage of not having a lecture the day after the most. The fact that I'd maybe have, I think I had like a 9 AM or a 10 AM or something on a Monday. Tuesday was literally my free day, so by Monday evening I would work from like 10 PM to maybe like 5 in the morning the next day, and then I'd go to sleep at 5, be woken up by the uni alarm at 12, and then wake up and then just go back to sleep again, and the cycle would just carry on like that. It would sort of, I would work during the night and I'd sleep during the day. The next question is some of my favourite university moments so far. I've had a lot. I have a lot of interesting stories, scenarios, situations that have happened throughout the first couple of years being up here. But in terms of my favourite opportunities and favourite moments, I would say obviously going to Germany. That was a big thing for me. The fact that I was chosen as one of the like lead students, along with Indy, and we were just sort of, we were praised for how much work experience we took part in and how many opportunities we threw ourselves in, and then we were given the opportunity to go away on this international trip. And obviously again, I'm going to make a separate video for this, because I think with university it's better to have separate videos for everything than try and just cram everything in one. So that's why with this tag video I'm sort of saying, oh, I did this, this and this, but actually I'll put it in a different video. So if you are interested in that trip I went on to Germany, I might try and get the other people that I went with to get in a video together and we can all talk about it together, or I will do a video and then just insert some quotes and stuff from them. I think another one, I think just in general, just being taken a lot more seriously, because I have a lot of like self-confidence issues with the way I look, the way I act, the way that, I don't know, my body functions, I think we'll call it that. So I just feel like with everything that I do, I'm always doubting myself. I'm always like, I did well, but I could do this instead, or is this how it's supposed to turn out? And just always, there's always things going through my head. But I just think the fact that people take you seriously, and it's sort of like, you'll say an idea and people go, actually, yeah, that is a good idea, or actually, yeah, we will try and implement that in this project or something like that. So I think that's a favourite moment of mine, just generally over the last couple of years, just the fact that people have actually listened, and it's not just, I won't just talk, get ignored and then move on, as what happened at both secondary and primary school. I mean, a very interesting moment I had was Halloween last year, where I literally dressed up as a sexy pirate, I believe. So I might have some video content from a video that I did with Rianne. I think that was on my second channel, so I will link that in the description because it was a very, very funny video to make. But yeah, we did a little like Halloween tutorial video of how we went from looking normal to in our Halloween costumes. So I'm gonna try and insert that, obviously some pictures and stuff. Advice or tips for freshers. Now, for those of you that have been following my YouTube journey or my social media journey for a while, I have actually put a lot of content out there for advice. I did a video 2 years ago. No, I did a video 2 years ago, just before I started university. Tips for freshers as a non-fresher. Don't know why I called it that or something like that. And then a couple of months ago, I did updated tips for how to adjust to university life. I also did a blog post for things to think about when coming to university and 13 mistakes all freshers make. And I've actually got a couple of podcasts coming out about it as well. I have one podcast called Is University For You, which comes out in a couple of days. And I've got Adjusting to University Life, which actually comes out on the 13th of September, and How to Write a Placement Report on the 17th. So I think for me, I did say it on my last video as well, I'm gonna try and focus a lot more of my content around university. Any sort of tips, advice I can give, that's what I'm gonna put into video form. And if anybody has any video ideas or anything they want to know about university, whether it's university in Nottingham or whether it's just university life in general, honestly, leave comments. I'm more than happy to film any video, any podcast with anyone about any topic relating to university. Just obviously make sure it's like suitable for audiences to watch, because I don't know who watches my videos. I've got all different types of people, ages, genders that watch my videos. So it's just got to make sure that it is PG. And last but not least, the final question is, are you worried, were you worried about anything for no particular reason? I think if anyone says no, then they're lying, because when starting university, everyone has a worry about something, whether it's having no money, whether it's not being able to make friends, whether it's whether you're going to enjoy the course or not, whether it's if you're going to break up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. So everyone has something that they're worried about, or that they're nervous about, or it's sort of like they're thinking about, because no one goes in knowing, yeah, I know everything about university, like, let's go. But everyone has that little bit of doubt. And I think with me, I think it was independence. As much as I wanted the independence, at the same time, I didn't know how to put a duvet on a bed. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to sort of limit myself on alcohol, because it was there, because there were shops available, and because there's no one there telling you no, or watching how much you drink. Like, people encourage you to drink. That was something I had a problem with during first year. I would drink a little bit, and then I'd get to the stage where I was comfortable, I was confident, but for some reason I would just keep on drinking. And obviously I'd get to that stage where I didn't pass out, because I think I only passed out like once, but I'd get to that stage where I was drunk, but I was uncontrollably drunk, or I was saying things, doing things I shouldn't be doing. I don't even want to get into any of that, because yeah, the people that know me know my mistakes that I've made, but at the same time I don't really want to revisit those memories, should we say. So was I worried about anything? The fact that I had total independence, so didn't want to like waste money on stuff. Obviously being away from family and friends, it's just sort of a bit weird. And then I think for me, it wasn't really a matter of making friends or not, like, it was whether or not I could find people that understood me for me. Because a lot of people that I try to make friends with, I realise actually they're nice people, but they're just not my type of people. And then a lot of people I hang around with now, it's sort of like they understand me, they understand how I work, how my body works, how my brain works, how sometimes I'm in a good mood, sometimes in a bad mood, and it's sort of like how to deal with that. So yeah, I think those are my main worries in terms of coming to university. But I think now all of my problems and all of my worries have pretty much stopped, because I've survived the first 2 years. So this third year is basically just everything all over again, but the work is just boom, 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 boom. That was basically it for the university tag video. So I answered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 questions. I will link all 12 of those questions in the description, along with, what other video did I say I was gonna link? Advice for freshers, so tips. The tips video that I did from 2017, 2018, and the 3 podcasts that I've done in terms of relating to university life. Is uni for you? Adjusting to university life, and how to write the best placement report. So with all that said and done, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. Obviously leave comments. What videos do you want me to talk about? Do you want to be in a video? Do you want to be on a podcast? Let me know, I'm not scary. And until my next video, podcast, social media post, I will see you very, very soon. And until then, thank you for watching, goodbye.